Hello, folks. It's B.Cov, K.Dick, Cam, Wes.K, couple Rich City Reppers, and Berea Barn Burning Legends coming at you live from the Price is Right Road, March Madness 2 Gladness, I'm fucking up, Season 2, Volume 2 in 2023. So here we are. Not so new faces, maybe some new faces. Cam, B.Cov, K.D, Wes.K. We're here. We're going to go through the bracket with you guys. We're going to see what we come up with in the end, and it should be a fun time. How you guys feeling?
Sadly, we have no Bones, a.k.a. John Wimple, and Caleb Goss. He dropped out at the last second, so it's us four, and this is going to be an interesting year for the tournament, 2023. I feel like a lot of teams can really make it to the end.
This year sucks.
Not having Carolina in the tournament is a travesty.
I was just about to ask you about that.
I'm absolutely upset. I'm boycotting. I may not watch a single fucking game.
I had so many jokes planned, but I'll take it easy on you.
I appreciate that.
I got the Louisville ones out the other night. Dylan Dotson was over at the crib playing poker. I've got him out with him, Caleb. All the Louisville jokes are out. Carolina jokes, I mean.
Louisville was way worse than Carolina, though.
Agreed. The ACC this year as a whole, man. We can just all agree.
Awful.
The ACC was garbage. Absolute trash. But except for the team, spoiler alert, who I have in the Final Four, the 5-seed Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah, I like
That's about the only team worth a shit.
I would never in my life.
But spoiler alert. Anyways, I'll give it back to our moderator here, and we'll go through.
I mean,
I like Duke a lot.
I think
like
Duke is
that
having a good season with John Shire. He's got him playing pretty good.
Yeah, how about that? His first year.
Yep.
Coach K passes the legacy. Passes some good players, too. I mean, they had a good bunch, Roach and those guys. So I guess let's just jump into it, see how we're feeling. We're going to start in the South region, coming for Alabama and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I think we can all probably
we can skip a lot of the ones at Alabama.
Roll
for sure.
damn tide. Yeah, let's just go ahead and move all the 1 seeds.
Okay.
Except shout out to Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC, the only 16 seed to ever take down a 1 seed.
Yeah, what about Northern Kentucky, Houston?
Yeah. Oh, North.
No.
Interesting game, right? Northern Kentucky had a good year this year.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
They're gonna get blown out.
So Maryland, go ahead. Maryland, West Virginia. We're gonna do the South, the East, and then the North, and then the West. And we'll just kind of keep running through it like that.
Yeah, Fairleigh Dickinson and Texas Southern is playing right now. So we put Purdue past them, and then Kansas past Howard. So the 1 seeds are going to move on in our bracket. I guess no 16 Cinderellas coming from us this year, or what we would say. But so Maryland, West Virginia coming at you next. I'm going to take Maryland in this one.
I have West Virginia, but I really don't know a lot about these teams. I just really like Bob Huggins. I know I'm probably in the minority, but he's a good coach, and a 9-8. I'm going to take the better coach.
I'm going with the Hillbillies 10 out of 10 times. Bob Huggins wins that
West
game.
Virginia. Mountain Mama. Take me home. Country roads. Hit it.
One thing I will say real quick while we're on the topic of West Virginia.
I got to say what I got to say.
Okay.
On Ken Palm rankings, West Virginia, they have a pretty bad win-loss record, 14-19, but their strength of schedule is in the top 5. So the people they've been playing against are pretty much top-notch. I'm going to go with West Virginia in this one for sure.
Also, fuck Bob Huggins for talking shit about Oscar like that, because Oscar's a great man. I just wanted to say that. You're wrong, Bob Huggins.
And Oscar, you always have a home here. If Oscar Sheway ever listens to this,
For governor.
you always have a home here, sir. Okay, so West Virginia moves on, majority vote. So San Diego State and Charleston. This is that Covenant 12-5 matchup that could bring about some upsets. What are we thinking?
Yeah, San Diego State, they ruin me every year. So I've seen Charleston play. They're solid. I'm going to go with them on this one.
I'm right there with you on that one, Cam. San Diego State, weak-ass conference, always. So they're going to drop this one. Charleston wins.
I think there's a lot of people that are on Charleston, and I want to be on Charleston, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them, but I'm just going to go San Diego State.
So you said
Charleston.
in San Diego State. I guess I'll go Charleston just to be the majority. We've got 4 people here. What are we going to do in the event of a tie?
You want to call?
I mean, I can call my dad. Yeah.
Paul Dickhouse. Why don't we call Bones?
Let me text.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's call John.
Because he wanted to do this.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
He'll be our phone a friend.
We'll just let him know to be available.
Oh, he's not.
We
He's
got
probably
a
going to be
majority.
changing a diaper.
Yeah, fair.
True. Family man. We all got families. So we're not split on this one though.
Hey, John, you want to be the tiebreaker?
We're calling John Bones right now.
Yeah, call in tiebreaker. You're
Phone
on
a
the mic.
friend.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, we got
So that
John
is
for the tiebreaker.
John
We almost
Bones.
had one for San Diego.
All right, so we have our phone a friend down. Moving on, we've got our first upset: Charleston over San Diego State, number 12 over 5. Virginia and Furman. I'm gonna go ahead and say Virginia.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Virginia dropped this game. I just don't like the way Virginia plays. They're not exciting. They're just a defensive team, low scoring. If Furman gets hot, watch out. But I will take Virginia, but I would not be surprised if Furman upsets here.
I'm with Kyle 100% on that. Virginia plays the type of basketball that old men like, and it gets very, very boring. I predict the score in this one's going to be like 40-35 unless Furman just absolutely goes off. So I'm going to go with Virginia, but again, I'm with Kyle. I could see them dropping this one easily.
If I'm the coach of Furman, I'm telling them just to live and die by the 3. Like, we're not supposed to be here, but let's just fucking shoot at the ball, and if it goes in, see y'all in the next round.
Fuhrer, German, Furman, sound familiar? We're going to go with Virginia. Yeah, they play that YMCA ball for sure.
Virginia. So Virginia moves on. No upset there. Creighton, NC State. Let's start it over on that side.
Yeah, wait, who's the coach again? Is that Hardaway?
No.
Hardaway is Memphis.
He's for Memphis, yeah.
I'm sorry, no. This guy coached St. Peter's last year.
Yeah,
No, Holloway. He's not. He's
Xavier. Great good radio here. He's in the Big East. What team is it?
He's in the Big East.
Saint. No, it's not Saint. It's
St. John's.
It is Xavier.
No, I could have swore he was coaching at Creighton. Seton Hall, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, no.
Seton Hall is not Creighton or NC State.
Yeah, I'm going
who
with
we're
Creighton on
talking
this one.
about right now.
Creighton over NC State.
All right.
Creighton got hot like Thanksgiving break and then has disappointed ever since. I'm going NC State because NC State is hot. And Terquavion Smith, though his name is hard as hell to say, that man can hoop. So I'm going with NC State.
While we're on the topic of Creighton, why does the Big East, every team in the Big East is blue? Just think about
Solid
it.
point.
Every team is blue in the Big East.
That's
Drives
annoying
me
watching all the
nuts.
blue
But
teams.
anyways, I don't know. This will be a close game. I'm just going to go with NC State because I don't even really think that would be an upset. I do think NC State is hot right now. I do agree with that. So I'm going to pick them as well. Go Wolfpack.
NC State Wolfpack prevails over Creighton. Another upset there. That's going to be the 11 and the 6. Let's just keep it rolling. I hope you all are following along with your brackets. Let us know how you feel, too. Comment on the video or shout us out. Let us know what you are thinking and who your Final Four is. Baylor, UCSB. I like the Baylor Bears here. What are we thinking at the table?
Yeah, I mean, Baylor. I don't really have a lot to say about this.
Yeah, this one's a pretty easy pick. Baylor's got 3 of the best guards in the country, so they're going to score points.
Am I mistaken, or does UCSB have a cool mascot? I forgot what their mascot was.
I think it's like the Toreros.
I think
or
it's something cool.
like that.
Yeah, they have a really cool logo.
I know UC Santa Cruz is the Banana Slugs.
See, now that one I'm picking 100%.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going with Baylor on this one too. They got that dog in them.
Okay.
Baylor moves on.
Ooh, Missouri. The
Gauchos.
Gauchos.
are the Gauchos.
Yeah.
I actually
kinda bad,
saw
eh?
them live in Indiana, and it was at Fieldhouse Arena, and I was with some of the homies, and actually put my first parlay down, and my first 2 teams had won, and I put it down on the upset UCSB last year, and they let me down. They let me down. So Baylor is gonna roll in this one.
Yeah, hitting the parlay, not easy.
Yeah, definitely not easy.
Mizzou-
But it definitely hurts when you score the first two, and then that last one just really gets away from you there.
Mhm.
Missouri, Utah State. What are we thinking here? I like the SEC.
I don't know jack squat about Utah State, but I've seen Missouri play, and they just don't go away. They're not the type of team to quit and give up, even if they're down like 10 points. They're annoying. They keep coming back at you, so I'm going with Mizzou.
Mizzou plays fast, and Utah State does not sound like the type of school that plays fast. So I'm going with Missouri. I could be wrong, and I may eat those words, but Missouri.
I actually picked Utah State in this, but I really don't know much about them. Missouri pisses me off, and that's all I have to say about that. But Utah State is my pick.
I think you have to pick some upsets somewhere, right?
Yeah,
so
10-7s are easy to pick. I mean, 10-7s are usually the ones that happen, and then you'll get a random 10 seed that makes it to the Sweet 16. So why not Utah State?
Yeah, I feel that. I'm gonna go Missouri just because SEC mob ties. So we're gonna go Missouri there, and so Missouri moves on over Utah State, but don't sleep on the 10-7 matchup across the board, really across the tournament. Arizona and Princeton. I've got the Wildcats here. Arizona's really good. They won their tournament, beat UCLA in the championship game. Very, very close game. I like Arizona. I like Arizona a lot.
Yeah, I've got Arizona in this. They could either lose early or they could be in the Final Four. I don't know. They've been a team like that this year, but yeah, Arizona's my pick.
If this was an academic team tournament, I'm taking Princeton. But because this is basketball, I'm going to go with Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Arizona too, for sure. Princeton, I haven't seen them play. I don't know anything about them. Ivy League schools, they always tend to come in and shoot the ball pretty well.
I was going to say they have shooters. I do know that.
Yeah, so
there's a couple teams in this tournament that's got a couple shooters, but
if they hit a lot of threes, maybe. But I got to go with Arizona. Arizona's
shooters.
playing tough.
They got shooters. We got shooters. South region is down. Alabama, West Virginia, Charleston, Virginia, NC State, Baylor, Missouri, Arizona. Out of the South region first round. All right, let's just keep it rolling while we've got the ball rolling.
Hop over to the Midwest.
We're gonna hop over to the Midwest in the house, Mid-Whizzle in the house. Houston, Northern Kentucky. We took Houston on that one, so let's just move on. Iowa and Auburn. Again, I see SEC teams, and for some reason I'm just like, oh, SEC, they can do it. So I'll say Auburn in this one for me personally.
Hey, you know what the Midwest is? Young and restless. I've got Auburn in this one as well.
yeah, I can't wait to see how sweaty Bruce Pearl gets in his suit this game. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Tigers as well.
For sure.
And Calipari does too. I think that's why he quit wearing suits.
I'm going Auburn too. Big Ten always seems to let me down. Iowa may have shooters, but Auburn plays pressing defense.
I got shooters.
It's gonna be it may get bad.
I thought Kentucky was gonna be in this
Shout out
position.
Bruce Pearl.
Shout out Bruce Pearl. I like Bruce. So Auburn, moving on. We pick Auburn. Miami and Drake. Drake. So I'm gonna say Miami, the Hurricanes, the U rolling.
2 words. God's plan. Let's go, Drake.
Drizzy.
A 12-5 upset in the first
got the
round.
Drake
Let's go,
upset.
Drake.
I'm kind
like that.
I'm kind of feeling that too.
I like that.
I'm gonna go with the Drake upset here over Miami.
Wow, Drake.
We're gonna have to call bones on this one.
Oh,
because I am Miami.
The
They
first
led the
phone a
ACC.
friend. Phone a friend with us. Do you have
They
a friend
are-
that you can call?
They are old. They have a lot of transfers.
I did not know that was gonna be our 12-5 upset.
Phones on the phone.
Here comes the father.
Bones on the phone.
Hello.
The Faja.
The Farjar. We got a tie, Bones.
Got a tie.
Yes, Miami and Drake 2-2.
Miami and Drake.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Miami's really impressed me this year. Jim Larinaga is a very, very good coach.
Okay.
Don't know much about Drake, but Miami finished second in the
Drake.
ACC. You know, they lost to Duke after they had slaughtered Duke earlier in the year. I tend to think that they're probably the elite of the conference. It wouldn't surprise me if they move on farthest. I haven't filled out my bracket yet, but I'll break your all's tie with Miami for sure.
Miami moves
Thank you,
on.
boss.
Phone a friend. Stay by the phone.
See you, boss.
All right, so Miami moves on. That's interesting. I didn't know that was going to be the one to split us up for the first time, but 12-5 matchup.
Kyle got me with the God's plan. I got carried away.
God's plan.
I started thinking
God's
different.
plan. God's plan. All right, Indiana and Kent State, the MFing Hoosiers, the Fighting Bob Knights, the Fighting Mike Woodsons.
The fighting
If
Mike
you, I mean, you
Woodson.
can say. I'm going to say the Hoosiers here.
Yeah, I really like is it Jackson Smith Davis? Am I wrong about that?
Trace Jackson Davis.
Oh, I knew he had three
It's close,
names.
though.
Look,
Yeah.
there's
He
three
got
names.
7 or 8
look,
last names.
look.
We're
Here,
gonna miss one.
any player with 3 names, don't bet against them. Let's go Hoosiers.
They got 2. They got another dude who's like all tatted. I think his name's like Hood Shafino or
Wow.
something like that.
He's got 3 last names.
But I'm going Indiana 2. Shout out Bob Knight.
Wow. Bob Knight, shout
That
out.
might be the first Bob Knight shout out on a podcast, but we'll be the
Bob.
first to go ahead and
Man.
shout you out, Bobby Knight.
The same three name thing goes for white girls from Appalachia too, like Jesse Joe. You don't want to fool with them. Kent State, by the way, that's in Ohio, right? They're not from Kentucky.
Yeah, it's in
Akron?
What city? I'm not
It
sure.
don't matter.
I
I'm
don't
picking
wanna
Indiana.
go on record saying
Indiana.
that, but
Indiana's
what are they?
gonna
The Golden
win this
Eagles? Is that correct? The Golden Eagle, the Soaring
idea.
Eagles, something like that.
Golden Beagles.
They're the golden Soaring Eagles of Kent State.
Hoosiers move on to
Yeah,
the
go
next round to
Hoosiers.
play Miami.
Hoosiers.
And they have a superstar that can go off at any time. Another
and I
3-name
think
guy.
that can be a big part of this tournament is if you've got that guy that you can lean on and you need a bucket.
Dog.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we got some ballers in this tournament for sure. Iowa State, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh actually won their playing game, beat Mississippi State last night. So Iowa State or Pittsburgh, how we feeling? Across the room, tell us.
The Berg of Pitts. No thanks. Iowa State.
I'm going Iowa State also. They kicked off their best player for fighting with the coach.
Yeah,
And
it's nuts.
that was nuts. No, Iowa State. They had this white dude named Caleb Grill who lit North Carolina up in Maui, and they kicked him off for fighting the coach.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If I'm a coach, I don't care what my best player does. He's my best player. We'll figure it out at the end of the day.
If I catch him with my wife, that's my
Like, we'll
loss.
talk
I took that L.
We'll talk about it, right? We can figure it out.
We need a
But
bucket.
I will say Pittsburgh fights. I mean, they will play defense. They can shoot the ball. They came out hot yesterday. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is close, but I'm going to pick Iowa State to win this one.
I could definitely see it going either way on that one, for sure.
Wow. Okay. So some good content there. Iowa State and Pittsburgh. Unless we're talking about the Steelers, we can't be talking about Pittsburgh. I gotcha. Xavier and Kennesaw State. Xavier out of Cincinnati had a very good year. Ups and downs for sure, but definitely a good year for their program. I'm going to say Big X.
Yeah, if you're my friend, you know that I'm really high on Xavier this year. I have them actually at 50-1 to win the tournament. I could not turn down those odds. I've watched them play a lot this year. I think they're very good, and they're in my Final Four. So to make the Final Four, you have to win this game. So I'm going Xavier.
Xavier.
I'm going Kennesaw.
Charles Xavier.
I'm just taking Kennesaw because it is their first time in, and I think they're going to
My
go
friend.
on like some
Verbal meme where the guy's like blinking.
what's the Sister Jean? I think they're going to have a Sister Jean moment where
Wow.
they just go on a run. But they'll lose the next game.
Will you split it up?
Well, Sister Jean is rooting for Kentucky this year, apparently. She thinks we're going to win.
That's what she said
Uh,
until she saw us lose to Vanderbilt in the first
Kennesaw
round of the
State
SEC tournament.
is a very nice school north of Atlanta. It's pretty much almost a brand new college. The Owls is their mascot, but I don't think there's any way they're going to beat Xavier in this game, so I'm going to take Xavier. Javier.
Charles Xavier.
Charles. Professor X.
Shout out my boy at TQL. Come on, he went to Kennesaw State. But
Okay.
shout my guy.
you,
Shout my
Mike.
boy out.
So we got Texas A&M and Penn State. Another one of those 7-10 matchups, guys. How we feeling?
Texas A&M, those guys down low in the post, they got some brick houses, man. They can really, really bang in the paint. I think Texas A&M controls the paint on this.
One word, Buzz.
Buzz.
Buzz
Yeah,
got it
yeah,
in the
yeah.
bag.
Yeah, A&M as a 7 seed, I'm a little shocked. I think they deserved a little higher than that. Yeah, I think they win this game pretty. But Penn State did look good in the tournament that they went.
Whatever tournament they were in at.
Well, no, I'm talking about their conference tournament. I'm sorry. They took Indiana to the wire, right? Yeah, that's who they played, I guess. Yeah. Let's go Texas A&M.
Yeah, A&M's had a really good year. SEC's been on fire. A&M's been on fire, and they made it to the SEC championship. A&M rolls. Texas and Colgate, it's not the toothpaste. It is the school. Texas is who I'm going to say for sure. And Texas might be rolling for me, so you might hear me say them a couple more times as well.
I've seen Texas play a lot, and they are solid. So I'm going to go Texas also. They should not have fired Chris Beard, but he ain't do shit.
Also, they won their championship.
He didn't hit that. He didn't hit that girl. She knows it.
One thing that sucks about instances like this is that you always have to fire the person because you have to be that program. You're like, well, we can't allow him back. But the next program that just gets to hire him has no baggage with him. They're just like, well, yeah, he's fine now. But it's always a bad scenario when stuff like that happens. So
If Beard had done that in Lexington, he would have been out of jail in 45 minutes. They probably wouldn't have even taken him.
Yeah, it's like another Bobby Petrino situation at Arkansas. Colgate the toothpaste. Yeah, Texas. in this one.
Texas.
Tejas.
All right, so another region down. Feels like it was just yesterday that we were on the South region. So Houston, Auburn, Miami,
hold it there for a
Indiana,
second.
Iowa State, Xavier, Texas A&M, and Texas. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. All right, so we're rolling on. East region, where Purdue is, where Kentucky is, where Memphis is, where Duke is, where Tennessee is, where the Fighting Bryce Hopkins are, where Kansas State is, where Michigan State is, where the Trojans are, where Marquette is. Holy moly, the East region is loaded.
Oh my! Do you remember?
Good God!
Do you remember the Vermont mascot?
The Mountaineer.
The catamounts.
Catamounts.
The cats that are mounted.
Wow. So we got Purdue
mounted
rolling.
cats.
Memphis, FAU. I'm going to say Penny Hardaway gets a dub. What we thinking?
Florida Atlantic, they honestly don't look too bad, but I'm going to go with the coach on this one, Hardaway in Memphis.
I think this might be the biggest blowout in an 8-9 game. I think Memphis wins by 15.
I'm going Penny.
Penny.
Penny all day.
The Fighting Pennies.
He's
Memphis moves
underachieved,
on.
but he's in the tournament this year. So.
What a fun matchup Purdue and Memphis would be. That would be fun. Memphis make those guys run a little bit. Duke and Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts has a 7'5" guy that apparently Wes's brother played basketball against.
Oral Bob.
So
It happened.
this is one of those 12-5 matchups. Shout out to Tanner. This is one of those 12-5 matchups that could definitely be interesting as well. But I'm going to say the Dukies of Blue Devils. What are we thinking?
Oral Roberts still has that guy. Is it Asmus?
Yeah,
So
Max, however you say his last name.
This is how I feel about this game because Oral Roberts made it to the Sweet 16 either last year or the year before with that guy. That year he averaged like 30 points a game and went off. They beat Ohio State, and remember they upset like 2 teams to make it to the Sweet 16. They still have him. He's still just as good, and they have the big guy. So I'm conflicted in this game because, like I said before, I have Duke in the Final Four. So this could easily be an Oral Roberts upset in the first round, or Duke doesn't lose after this. So this game is one that I will be watching every minute of because I think this will go to the wire, but I'm picking Duke. It'll be close, though.
The Dukies.
I said from the jump, Oral Roberts is my sleeper. I'm going Oral Roberts, not because of the Carolina connection and me hating Duke, but because I think that Duke has been down and Oral Roberts is going to surprise people.
Are you talking about Duke, the team that just won the ACC championship, that same team?
Yeah, but they underperformed all year.
Gotcha. Okay.
What happened when Coach K coached his last game? Who'd they play?
Carolina.
Oh, really? What about the one before that in the ACC tournament? Oh, okay. How'd those go?
We won both of them. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I just wanted to put that on record. No,
P-
I'm trying. No, I'm trying to boost you up and put Coach K down.
Peace
It's
out,
a new
Coach
regime under Coach Shire. So here we go.
Yeah, Shire and the Dukies are going to beat Oral Bob.
Appreciate that.
Boo.
Needed that.
All right. So you said, who'd you say,
Who'd you
Cameron?
say, Cam?
Duke moves on.
3-1.
Duke moves on. Tennessee and Louisiana.
The Raging
Tigers.
Cajuns.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I thought it was Lafayette, Louisiana, Louisiana, Lafayette, Raging Cajuns.
Because LSU.
Yeah.
So Louisiana, who we got?
I like Tennessee a lot. Always have. I don't know why. I'm supposed to hate Tennessee. I always have a soft spot for them. Poor Ziegler. I loved him. He was the one player that I was rooting for.
An absolute dog.
It sucks. Obviously it's easy to hate the other Plavšič.
Yeah, him.
And
That guy.
there's another guy on their team that
Vescovi,
Vescovi. Yeah. So I don't know. Tennessee's all right. They're up and down, but well coached always. They'll probably win this game.
Tennessee wins this one.
People don't grow their corn on Rocky Top. Dirt's too rocky by far. That's why all the folks in Rocky Top gets their corn from a jar.
A jar.
Rocky Top, you'll always be
Me.
home sweet home
Home.
to me.
Me.
Good old
Hey,
Rocky
Rocky
Top.
Top.
Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee, moving on. All right. So here it is, the one we've all been waiting for. Kentucky and Providence. It's going to be tomorrow, a showdown of Bryce Hopkins and his former team. Both teams 21-11 on the year.
That's
Very
Friday,
evenly
cuz.
matched up. So, wow.
It's Friday.
Oh, yeah. I
Friday,
mean, I
17.
said tomorrow, but Friday. Yeah. So Friday. It is Wednesday today, folks. So 3/17, 7:10 p.m. is going to go down. Man, UK, everybody's saying that we got a really good draw with this one. It seems like probably one of the tougher games we could have got, but a 6 seed for UK, we definitely have to be happy about that because I thought we were going to be a lot lower than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like this is one of those storyline draws from the committee just because of Bryce Hopkins.
Of course it is.
You know, there's a lot of subtlety with a lot of these draws. Not a lot of people know that Bryce Hopkins transferred from Kentucky to Providence, but he's balling out over there.
Yeah, no one knows that. Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
That won't be in the
Dickhead.
storylines at all this week. Yeah.
Dick House.
They won't talk about. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the media.
I know.
Yeah. Nobody wants to talk about how Bryce
No,
Hopkins
not at
was.
all.
Yeah. That's the whole media. Like, oh, did you guys know that Bryce Hopkins was a
In
transfer?
case you missed
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He transferred.
Yeah. I don't really even want to talk about this game. I have zero confidence in Kentucky. I've watched every game. I've watched every minute of every game. We are sick of our coach. We are sick of this team, the lineups, etc. Who's healthy? Who's playing? We don't know. I'm
Hopefully
guaranteed.
not severe.
Well, Kaysen's probably not even 100%. Severe's not 100%. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I would like to take Kentucky, but I have Providence in my bracket. I think this is the Bryce Hopkins revenge game. He drops at least 25.
25?
Why not? Why not?
I wouldn't be surprised either way if Kentucky wins or loses this game. If we lose by 20 or if we win by 15. But I'm going to go with the Cats because I'm a Cal stan. I still think he's a good coach, especially with
How
we got to have him for recruiting.
how
We're
do
not
you
going to
s-
get into the
No, why
argument
not?
of Coach
I mean, we
Cal.
got time. We're podcasting.
No, look, I can
Just give me your sell me for 30 seconds why I should still be in on John Calipari.
sell me this pin. Do I need to write my
Tell
name?
me why
No.
I should be in on John Calipari.
I'm not going to be able to
does great
convince you,
things
Kyle,
for Kentucky.
because
And
Kyle,
he's
no,
still a
Kyle's not
great
going to listen to
recruit.
anything that I say. I can call it. Let's get Matt Jones on the line.
No, I respect your opinion more than Matt Jones.
Absolutely, yes.
I do think Bryce Hopkins has like 20 and 20.
Jesus.
But, yeah. I mean, hell, you never
Pretty
know.
much eats our backs out.
They're the same height.
Well,
I'm going. Bryce Hopkins is going to go off. Kentucky does get the dub though.
wow. Kentucky with the W. I'm going to say Kentucky.
Yeah. I don't care.
That's everybody but Kyle.
Kentucky.
If we win this game, we're losing the next one, so I don't care.
We're for sure going to lose the next one, probably. I don't have a lot of faith in this team. I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't, unfortunately. But we're going to say Kentucky.
You're lying if you say
So, Kansas State, Montana State, the battle of the states. I'm going to say Kansas State. Who we thinking?
Yeah, Kansas State's a really good team. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it. I mean, to me, it's them or Duke. I like them a lot. I think they're a good team. Well coached.
I'm going Kansas State. Keontae Johnson looks like the best player in the country.
That man
half
is
the time.
real.
And they have
He is
who's the
real.
little guy? Noel, I think's his name. He's like 5'6". He's what Severe Wheeler wishes he was, because he is nasty. So I'm going Kansas State.
If Severe Wheeler could just score
That's
when
why
he drives to the rim,
That's why the
he
little
would
guy on
be
Kansas
so
State
good.
is.
He can get to the rim. He can make incredible passes. He just cannot make a layup. Come on, Severe. Figure
Or a
it
jump
out.
shot. Half the game. He's good at half the game.
Yeah, he definitely can't make a
We'll
jump
work
shot.
on the jump shots. Just start with the layups, please.
All
Who
right.
got Cam?
K-State.
K-State
Cam's
moves
got K-State.
on. Michigan State and USC, another fun 7-10 matchup. I like Tom Izzo, so I'm going to go the Fighting Tom Izzos.
Yeah, Tom Izzo over here too. Michigan State wins this one for me.
I actually have USC in this one. I'm actually the complete opposite. I think Tom Izzo's day has passed.
Better call.
I think USC is a great team, and I think they upset
We are.
Michigan State.
I'm going USC also.
Wow, it's a split down the middle.
Boogie Ellis, the point guard for USC.
We might
Memphis
as well
transfer.
just save this phone call because we know who John's picking.
But Tom Izzo
The
is
most
a great coach.
closeted USC fan of all time.
This is going to be a biased answer if he answers the phone.
One job, John. Just stay by your phone.
Hey, if you guys
All
are
right, John, here we go. Michigan State or USC?
Well, I do like the Trojans, as everyone knows, but you know, they finished third in the Pac-12 this year, which was pretty good considering they lost Isaiah Mobley and a couple other guys last year. Michigan State up and down, but Izzo just finds a way to bring him back every single year. I think 25 straight NCAA tournament appearances. I think it'll be a fun game, be close down to the wire. I haven't seen the line, but I'll go with Michigan State here.
Whoa.
Michigan State Spartans, Tom Izzo's. Thank you, Bones.
Thank you, guys.
sir. John, again,
Oh, thank you, sir.
on our side, on my side. John's got the same brain as I do. Okay, almost there. Marquette, Vermont, 2-15. Marquette easily blows them out by 20.
I like Marquette a lot. I think they win this game, but I don't think I don't think they get much further than this. And if our picks are correct, they've got to play Michigan State in the second round. They've got a tough draw because then they're looking at either Kentucky or Kansas State in the third round. I mean,
Kansas State.
yeah, but we'll look ahead in a second. But I'm going to take Marquette for this game. Yep.
Marquette.
I looked at Marquette's roster the other day and did not recognize a single name. But I know that if I look at Vermont's, none of those guys may have ever played basketball before. So I'm going to go with Marquette for sure.
Marquette.
Shaka Smart and Marquette
Shaka.
are moving on. They're going to beat the Catamounts of – last year we picked Vermont over
We did. And
somebody.
That was a
They were,
mistake.
we had 3 or 4
They
13
got
seeds
busted
moving on.
hard.
Yeah, they got
So
smacked.
we're going to make that one right this year. So the East
Yeah.
region, we got Purdue, Memphis, Duke, Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas State, Michigan State, Marquette.
Oh, the sun
That bracket is
shines bright
loaded. So let's
on
finish it out. First
my
round.
Kentucky.
So Kansas and Howard, we pick Kansas to move on.
Kansas.
Another 8-9 game. Arkansas and the Fighting Illini.
Yes, so I've got
SEC. I'm going to go Arkansas.
Kansas versus Arkansas.
Okay, who we thinking? Who else we thinking?
Yeah, I've got Arkansas too. I love Musselman. They shoot the ball well. He's a great coach. I could see them maybe even upsetting Kansas in the next round. I think Arkansas is a really good team, and at an 8 seed, watch out.
Yeah, dangerous at an 8 seed. If they still had their big guy,
Or Kansas.
they would be extremely tough, but they're dogs.
Who was Arkansas' sixth man? Jordan Walsh.
Yes, the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald dude with
He's very
alopecia.
bald.
He's the hustle guy. He's kind of like their Dennis Rodman. He can definitely do some
He
things.
looks like Dennis Rodman. Yep,
Super
for
athletic.
Sure. All right, so St. Mary's and VCU. A little 12-5 action here. VCU used to be one of those teams that always
Shock
just
and smart.
upset people. Yeah, it used to be. St. Mary's for me.
Every time I see VCU at a 12 seed, it is an automatic. I cannot click the button fast enough. Go Rams. Watch out. They're moving on.
I'm taking St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. Their best player was committed to Kentucky at one point.
So that is 2
Yeah.
for St. Mary's, 1 for VCU. And we might have another split room. We'll see.
No split here.
Oh.
VCU hurts me every year when I pick them. So
St.
going with St. Mary's. I watched St. Mary's
on.
play a few times this year, and they're pretty efficient offensively.
Efficient. That's a good word to have in March. Explained about your team. So UConn and the Fighting Rick Pitino. Iona. What do we think about that
Yeah,
one? That should be fun.
I heard from the grapevine that Rick Pitino's going to St. John's next year, coaching at St. John's.
Or Georgetown.
But he also said
Georgetown.
Or Georgetown.
I thought someone. Okay, all right.
They're
Kyle
both
said
up in
maybe
the air,
G-Town.
but yeah, St. John. It's like 65-35 right now, but Georgetown is still in the picture.
St. John's is in what, Queens or Brooklyn? I can't see Pitino moving
It's-
there and living there.
That's the only. The caveat.
Very
on that,
Italian.
but Iona is in New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to New York.
Connecticut is they're playing pretty well this year. They are on fire. Absolutely, I'm going with Connecticut here over Iona.
I'm going Connecticut also. Coached very well. One of the Hurley brothers coaches him, so I'm going with them. And they're a matchup nightmare because they're all huge.
Yeah, they're very good. I watched a couple of their games early this year. I think they played a couple good teams. Did they play Texas this year? Am I crazy? I watched
they
them
played Mike
play
Maui.
somebody good. Maybe that's
Or
what
no,
it was.
It was the PK.
It was one of the
Yeah.
early season tournaments. They looked good.
They won the PK Invitational with like Duke and Carolina and all them in it.
But I also know Rick Pitino is a Hall of Fame coach, and him at a 13 seed is dangerous. I actually have them in my Sweet 16. I'm going Iona.
It's not about the X's and O's,
Wow.
baby. It's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And the Jimmies and the Joes of UConn are going to do it. TCU, ASU. I like that Iona pick, Kyle, though. We gotta represent for the underdogs. TCU, ASU. I'm going to go TCU. Texas is all up in this tournament. TCU. Who we thinking?
Yeah, I have TCU. I mean, Arizona State is garbage. I doubt they even win the playing game. But even if they do, I mean, neither of those teams are going to beat TCU.
I'm going ASU to win the playing game but lose to TCU. Because TCU is extremely good offensively. Mike Miles might be the best point guard in the country, but they did just lose their big man, so I think it is closer than it looks, but they're still going to take a dub against.
Oh, they lost their big man. He's good.
Lampkin, he transferred. He said that the coach was racist.
I
Yeah.
mean, they
And
are in
can't-
Texas. So
They can't confirm.
that's
Okay, I'm going to go with TCU Horny Frogs.
Texas does seem like a very racist state.
And it's the
I don't know
Horned Frogs,
why.
baby. You know the only thing from Texas, Steers and Queers.
All right. So the Horned Frogs, we say, are going to move on. Gonzaga and Grand Canyon. Gonzaga really is annoying because last year and the year before, it's always like Gonzaga's going to be there. They'll be the Final Four. They'll be in the championship. And they always find a way to drop it. But first round, they're not going to drop it. So I'm going to say Gonzaga.
When I saw this, I thought, isn't Grand Canyon like one of those like online universities you go to get like a culinary degree at? I didn't know they were like an actual school. So, I mean, this is a joke. Gonzaga's going to win by a lot. So, whatever that spread is, take it.
Yeah, definitely. Gonzaga.
The Zags.
Agreed, Gonzaga. Bulldogs.
Gonzaga. Potato.
Now, this next match, I don't know anything about this next matchup. Northwestern and Boise State. I
This
didn't
is
even know
also
Boise
a
State had a
place.
basketball team.
They have a blue football field.
Is their
Is
basketball
their
court blue?
as well?
I bet their rims are blue too.
Something has
Play
to
with
be.
the blue
They just really
basketball.
like blue.
I'm gonna take Northwestern.
This is the game that you get up and go get food during because you've sat all day and watched basketball.
Yeah, I was about to say something similar. This is my nap game.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is, but I'm sure I'll probably have
Yeah.
time to take a nap. So we'll just go ahead and say, a little early nightcap nap at 7:35, sure. And I'll see you at the bar after that to watch whatever game is next. So
Yeah, I'm going to go with
I'll pick Boise. I don't know. Northwestern is just too nerdy for me. Boise seems like they have a lot more fun, so let's go Boise.
I'm going Boise.
Going Boise.
Could
Well,
care less, but I'm
get the
going
phones
Boise.
out because your boy is going Northwestern because I don't know if you can do the Statue of Liberty on the basketball court, but I don't think it's going to rock. So Northwestern, the nerds, the smart guys, going to out-technical them. Let's see what John says. 7-10 matchup.
Ready.
Let's see what he thinks on this one. We got a 2-2 split in the room. The most random ones, but it has been 7-10 matchups, it seems like. So those are ones that we're both thinking
John is a 3 or 4 ring guy. There he is.
could be different.
Wimple's House of Love.
Wimple's House of Love.
Hey,
We
John,
have-
just pick up on the first ring, okay?
We have Northwestern and Boise State.
Ooh. So, on West, Northwestern out of the Big Ten. Good story. Northwestern, has made the tournament a few times the last few years. I like this Boise team. I think they're scrappy. There's a lot of curiosity out there, a lot of speculation that Boise could end up playing Kentucky if Kentucky had fell around that 8 seed line.
That's what I was thinking.
Glad that didn't happen. So I like this Boise team to advance. I think
Okay, Boise State. Do they
Boise
also have a blue
State.
basketball court?
I'm not sure of that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
It's a good conference. They play out in the Mountain West. And, we already had – you all talked about one tiebreaker earlier with San Diego State, right?
Yep.
Yep. Mountain
Where'd y'all go
Mama.
with that?
San Diego State versus.
Oh, shit.
Stay on page. Stay on page.
I got it.
College of Charleston.
Charleston and San Diego State. We went with Charleston on that one.
Yeah, they've won 30 games. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Charleston
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Okay, thank you.
That's too much.
I didn't want to pick Northwestern because of Pete Nance, the Tar Heel failure. Might be the worst basketball player I've ever watched in my life.
So we've got Boise State moving on to the next round. How about that, folks?
While we're on the subject of courts, I was looking up. Does Florida still have that ugly ass court that they play on? That's got like the inside of the 3-point lines are colored like different colors. You know what I'm talking about? Florida Gators, yeah, in the SEC. So we were talking. I looked up the Boise State. It's fun. Florida's actually playing right now in the NIT against UCF.
We're just gonna have to hold this joint out.
We can cut this part. We're just having a conversation, but
I got you.
Yeah, so I think UCLA in this next one, this should be an easy one. 2-15 versus, I guess they're playing a North Carolina team, UNC Asheville. So UCLA for me, around the room, we'll be thinking, shout it out.
UCLA all day. Mick Cronin.
yeah, this is one of my Final Four teams, UCLA.
Yes, definitely UCLA. I've got them going deep as well.
UCLA. Okay, so we've got the West done.
The
Kansas,
Bruins.
Arkansas, St. Mary's, UConn, TCU, Gonzaga, Boise State, and UCLA. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Coming at you live. First round is in the books. We'll have our second round picks, get you to the round of 32 and get you to the Sweet 16 and get you up out of here. All right, so back at it again. We're almost there. Let's just push through it. Alabama and West Virginia back in the South region. Follow along with us. Let us know how you feel. I'm going to go Alabama rolling.
There's not a cousin safe in this game. But I'm going Alabama also. They are the most complete team. And shout out to Brandon Miller.
I mean, he's a shooter. I mean, that's for sure. He's a shooter. Yeah, I got Alabama. I mean, they've got. I mean, Nate Oates and Musselman are the same coach to me. I think Alabama and Arkansas are the two SEC teams that will probably make it the furthest. And I will welcome them both to coach Kentucky if they would like to after Calipari leaves. I'll have either of them. But yeah, Alabama moves on.
Woo! Alabama. Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
Rolling Tide. I think we might roll Tide all the way to the Final Four championship game, maybe. Charleston and Virginia. I'm going to go the Virginia Cavaliers. Who we thinking? What
Virginia,
we feeling?
This is actually a tough one for me. I think I'm going to pull for Charleston. That's very subjective. I'm not looking at the numbers on this one. Just because I've seen Charleston play, I like their game. They're tough, scrappy, apparently, like Boise State. I'm going to go with Charleston.
I could definitely see Charleston winning this one. Tony Bennett is a great coach, but I'm going to say that because of the way Virginia plays, they probably pull this one out.
I actually had San Diego State actually still beating Virginia, so this is a different matchup, though. The only reason I think Virginia loses, and like I said, they play one style and they don't adjust very often. So I think either team, whoever wins the San Diego State-Charleston game, will just come out shooting. I'm just going to go with Charleston because I don't think Virginia can make it very far in this tournament with the style of basketball that they play.
Wow. So, Cam, you said Charleston. You said Charleston. Wes, you said?
I said Virginia just because of Tony Bennett.
I said Virginia, and Kyle said Charleston. We've got
Call
a
it.
split
Bones.
draw. Round of 32. The first round of 32, boys.
For the record, I had San Diego State, but since Charleston's here, yeah.
Bets.
Sorry, John. We're putting you to work, man.
Put him to work.
We've got Charleston and Virginia in the round of 32. We need a tiebreaker.
Well, that's kind of I was leaning towards seeing an upset of Virginia in the first round. So interesting to see you all went that direction. Who do they play in the first round again?
Furman.
Yeah,
Virginia
that's an
versus
A Furman is who they play.
Virginia really slows the game down. It's very methodical style that they play. They don't score a lot of points. They're just going to try to beat you with their defense. Tony Bennett's a pretty good coach. If they get to the second round, I think they could make a little noise. I'll take them. I think they move on.
So Virginia over Charleston.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
All right, stay next to the phone. We may need a couple more
Virginia.
All
All
right,
right.
guys.
See ya.
So we've got Virginia moving on. Alabama, Virginia, Sweet 16. NC State, who was our first upset over Creighton versus Baylor. The Baylor Bears, who just won the national championship not too long ago, 2 years ago. So who we thinking? I say Baylor. The Baylor Bears roll. Who we thinking?
Yeah, Baylor. Yeah, easy one here.
Sick 'em. Bears all the way.
The Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Baylor here, too.
Baylor. Okay, easy enough. Let's keep it moving. Missouri and Arizona. Another round of 32 game could be very interesting. I like the SEC. I like Missouri. But I like the Wildcats more. I think Arizona is really, really good. And I'm going to go Arizona in this one. Going to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I had Utah State, but I still had Arizona winning, so I don't think that changes anything. So we'll see a great matchup in that Sweet 16 with them and Baylor.
My head says Arizona, so that's what I'm going with.
All right.
Arizona
Usually
Wildcats.
they say go with your gut, but we're going to go with the head on this one. Arizona Wildcats moving on. Okay. So Sweet 16 coming out of the South. Alabama, Virginia, Baylor, Arizona. That's our four.
The 4 highest seeds.
The 4 highest
Very-
seeds.
very-
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Very
Chalk it.
iffy.
Houston and Auburn. So let's just jump over to the Midwest region. You know what the Midwest is, young and restless. Resties. Ah! So Houston. I'm going to say Houston.
I've got Auburn. Houston is banged up. Auburn, like I said before, Bruce Pearl, great coach. Auburn is a good team. They've got senior guys, and I think with those variables, Houston is very banged up. They're without their best player. I don't know. He may play, but he's not 100%. So I'm just gonna take Auburn. Sasser, yeah.
I didn't know if he was hurt or not.
Yeah, he's not he's playing, but he's not 100%.
That Walker guy they have is really good too. The freshman.
I mean, they've got good. I just think Auburn has better senior guys, and I think Bruce Pearl can do it. So I'm gonna have Auburn in the Sweet 16 here. Big upset.
Wow.
I'm split on this one. I'm
the
going
Tigers.
Houston.
The restless. The restless might snatch your necklace.
Next, these.
Houston.
All right.
Yeah, Houston.
Houston.
Over Auburn, even though aren't they missing their best player?
Yeah,
I don't know how
they
sorry, I
are
didn't hear him.
apparently, but
Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother.
they're
Houston.
I still think they're a talented team, but it could be interesting. Yeah, definitely missing that best player. That could be very, very interesting. Maybe we shouldn't pick them to go much farther. Miami and Indiana, the Hurricanes and the Hoosiers. Wow, this would be a really interesting 32 game. You know what? To be honest, my gut kind of tells me the Hoosiers, weirdly.
Yeah, I'm going Indiana here. I kind of like them a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a good run. So I will take them to win this game.
I'm going Miami.
Nice, I like it. I really don't like Indiana.
Yeah.
I don't like Indiana. I don't want them to go, but I think they're good.
You know, I am not a fan of Indiana either, but, you know, got family there, a couple Indiana fans on mom's side of the family.
Shouts to the fam.
Shout out to Connorsville. We're going with the
Connorsville.
Hoosiers over Miami here.
Wow, the
IU.
Hoosiers.
Who's your daddy?
3-1. Okay, Iowa State, Xavier, 6-3 matchup. Who can get to the Sweet 16 out of the Midwest? I think I like Iowa State. I like Iowa State in this.
I'm going Iowa State also. I feel like Xavier does this every year. They're always ranked high, and then they let us down.
You guys
every
are
year.
crazy. If Xavier meets Iowa State in this game, they will roll them. I don't like I said. I'm gonna say
if they
that
lose, everyone takes Dick.
this is
right away.
this is another whatever the spread is, take it because it's gonna be too small. Xavier rolls in this game.
I also take the Big X Xavier in this game.
Get
over
on the
Iowa State.
phone.
Again.
Let's call John Bones.
All right,
We're going to be
here we
wearing
go.
it out. This is the phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Just give me a second.
So when you vote on things, you definitely
Here he
need an
comes.
odd set of people to be able to get the majority.
Hello.
Outright.
Iowa State Xavier.
Iowa
who you
State
feeling?
Xavier. Who you got?
Ooh, Iowa State's another one of those tough, gritty defensive teams. Xavier's been a really, very high-scoring team all year. Big 12's the best conference, and Big East has been right there as well. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the upset here. I haven't been a big fan of this Iowa State team all year long.
So wait,
Hang up, bro. Hang up.
wait. You're going with Iowa State or Xavier?
I think I'm going to go with Iowa State.
Oh my God.
All right,
we're crap.
we're just gonna make
Well, at least we have something other than a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Sweet 16 now.
They just find a way. They made it to the Sweet 16 last year, so I'm going to ride it.
Okay, Royce White. Thank you, John.
All right, guys.
I think I'm gonna make an executive decision here on the podcast. I think Paul is gonna be the call a friend for the rest of the. No, I'm playing. I don't know. I think that's
Well,
a crazy
we can throw
call
in
right
we can
there.
throw in Jared.
I think Jared would be a great just one celebrity. Yeah,
See if you can
absolutely.
get Jared on the phone or text him.
Yeah,
All right, let's go to the next one.
He's at the state tournament though. I don't know if he could.
Yeah. Well, he might be
Yeah.
with Coach Feldhouse. We
Yeah.
get a tiebreaker from the man himself, the Lord.
We've got
Lord of the
Iowa
Rings.
State moving on.
Sauron.
So,
Battle of Texas here.
Battle of Texas. Who's got more ass in the Texas? So Texas A&M and Texas are going to be playing each other round of 32. You know what? I said Texas was going to roll, and I guess
did
I'll
too.
stick with Texas. But honestly, in my heart of hearts, A&M can beat them.
Now that I'm looking at it from this angle, when you're on your phone, you just see it's smaller. I see the whole Texas A&M thing, And A&M is not that far off. They are really good. I think this would be a very good game. Obviously, the state's on the line, the pride. This will be a very good game. I lean Texas, but I would not be surprised if A&M is in this spot that they upset Texas in the second round.
I'm going Texas.
Texas.
Buzz Williams gets it done, but he doesn't get it done in
You
this.
said A&M?
No,
He
my
said Texas
official
is
pick is
free.
Texas, but I would not be surprised if A&M won.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a
although the Aggies have impressed me this year, I have to go with the Texas Longhorns. Gig 'em.
A&M has been very impressive, but Texas is very good. So Sweet 16.
This Iowa State run is pissing me off, just for the record.
He really liked Xavier, and we voted him down with the phone a friend. So Sweet 16 coming out of the Midwest: Houston, Indiana, Iowa State, and Texas. That's our 4. That's 8 of the 16.
we gotta go
Let's
down
go
to the-
ahead and move on to the East region. Ooh, Purdue and Memphis. I'm going to say an upset is brewing. You know, I like Purdue. I like Zach Edey. He's big. He's strong. He's got a really big head. And I just think he just
big brain.
he just slams the heck out of that basketball.
I think if you're 7'8", you're gonna have a big head.
Yeah, it's probably
probably just normal
inevitable. I'm
size.
sorry, Zach Edey. I shouldn't talk about your head.
And he's from Canada.
Will he be good in the league? Probably not. But maybe with his size, he could be decent in the league. Okay, we're getting off subject. I'm going to say Memphis. I'm going to say Memphis in this.
If you're looking at this might be on paper the best second-round matchups we have ever seen in the history. I mean,
Can't argue
Purdue,
that.
Memphis, Duke, Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas State, Michigan State, Marquette.
Bold statement,
My
but you
God.
can't argue it.
I don't know how many tournaments I've seen these kind of matchups because Memphis has an 8
Your
is
window's
nuts.
cold.
I think that's going to
Close
be a
next
close
year,
game. There's a ghost in this apartment. The window's just shut.
No, bro, I just freaked out.
This
was like,
might be a paranormal activity movie, but
yeah.
here we go. I am going to take Purdue, but I think it'll be a good game. I think Purdue wins. It's hard to stop Edie.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go Purdue. As bad as I hate it, because I feel like they're gonna let us down at some point. But
They're losing the next round,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Zach Edey is like Yao Ming 2.0 for me. That's not like an Asian joke either. I'm just saying
Is he
he
Asian?
plays the same way.
Oh.
He's from Canada? He's not Canadian.
away from
I was like, is he?
He looks
He
Asian.
low key does look Asian. I'm just gonna say, maybe his dad is Canadian, his mom might be from the Philippines or something. There's a little spice in there somewhere. He's
Man,
definitely got
we can't
the
be saying
zing.
stuff like that. I'm just saying.
He's
I'm just
got the
saying that
zing,
he
all right.
plays in a similar way to Yao Ming with the
God.
size and playing center all the time.
Jesus.
God Almighty. I've got Penny Hardaway.
Who
in
is your
Memphis.
pick?
I've got Memphis winning this one.
Oh, well, we
Call-
need to get somebody on the
Call
phone 'cause
Jared.
that's a
Call Jared this
2-2
time. See if Jared
draw. Who we going to call? Ghostbusters. Who we going to call, though?
Try
Jared? Jared ain't going to pick up because he's at the Arena thing.
Joe Pachinskas.
I don't think he'll pick up, but we'll see. So,
I dropped it, FaceTiming one of my
Purdue and
buddies
Memphis,
on
we
the
are
side.
split 2-2 right now. Very interesting. What do you all think? Who you all feeling
This is
in
gonna
that?
be an
Is it
edit out
Purdue,
point.
obviously, because they're the 1 seed, and because Zach Edey's a part of that team, or
I got one pick.
how we feeling on that? Who you going with?
All right, here comes Bones.
All
Bones
right.
on the
I was about
phones.
to call John O'Brien.
All right, we got Purdue and Memphis, and this is a tough one.
Y'all are
Round of
there,
32.
okay. I got to go with the 1 seed here, guys. Purdue has, who's been the best player in the country this year. Their
Biggest player in the country.
Painter's got them in a good spot. They're playing good basketball. Won the Big Ten tournament. Won the Big Ten league. I don't think that there's anything to worry about in this matchup.
Okay, Purdue it is. Purdue
it
moving
is.
on.
All right, so moving on. Thank you, John Bones. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Bones.
Duke and Tennessee. This could be a fun one. Really too
Um,
bad that Ziegler's not a part of this because I would have probably picked Tennessee to beat them. But I'm definitely saying Blue Devils without Ziegler.
I really hate Tennessee more than I hate Duke, and I shouldn't, but I do. Yeah, without Ziegler, I think Duke takes this game.
Do I have to pick one, or can I pick Oral Bob? If I have to pick one, I think Duke pulls it out because of Ziegler being out. So that's that. But Oral Bob all the way. Let's roll.
I think what this game comes down to is Tennessee, obviously great defensive team. Duke knows how to spread the ball out. They know how to move the ball around, and they know how to shoot. I think Tennessee tries to play defense, and they just can't match up, and this game gets out of their hands. They're trying to play comeback basketball, and it slips away from them. They might lose by double digits. I'm going Duke.
Scripted question mark?
Duke gone. Rolling. All right.
They sent it to God.
So our funnest
Shire himself.
and our favorite team to talk about, the Kentucky Wildcats out of Lexington, Kentucky, playing Kansas State, who has ended our tournament before, actually in a much more heartbreaking fashion than the Elite Eight last time we played them. But who we thinking?
I'm just going to go ahead and start here, Kansas State.
I'm going to say Kansas State as well.
Yeah, my heart says Kentucky. Brain says Kansas State. I'm going to go with Kentucky.
my heart says
Oh,
the same
man.
thing, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Kentucky pull it out.
Don't lie.
But I'm going to go Kansas State. I don't think Kentucky can match up with Kansas State.
We can't match up against Georgia. Do you think we can match up against Kansas State? No.
Kansas State. Is
Next game, please.
That would be a negative.
Michigan State, Marquette. Let's round it out. Man, this is a good one. Honestly, you know, we were close on the Michigan State USC game. I don't have that much faith in Michigan State, and I like how Marquette's playing. I'm going to go Marquette here.
Marquette don't play nobody.
Boom, shaka, shaka.
Boom, shaka, shaka. Yeah, Marquette moves on here.
Marquette.
I'm going Michigan State because Kyle said
For the
boom,
record.
shaka, shaka.
For the record, we get 3-1.
Because of that. I don't ever want to hear that again.
I don't want you guys to think I had that dialed up all night. That just came off the top. So I did not have that planned, just for the record.
He's freestyling,
As he
y'all.
closes his phone.
So, all right, our four out of the East: Purdue, Duke, Kansas State, and Marquette. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Almost 1, 2, 3, 4. We were close.
We already know
Man.
this is not going to happen, so let's start picking for real now.
Yeah, let's get serious now, guys. So let's just start at the bottom here. We're gonna go from the West. UCLA, Boise State. I'm gonna say the Bruins roll into the Sweet 16 again.
Yeah, this is an easy one. UCLA wins this easily.
Mick Cronin, UCLA,
Cronin.
all day.
Yes, UCLA as well.
UCLA. Okay, we got
LA
the
over Idaho, all day.
the Horned Frogs against the Bulldogs. I'm gonna say, you know, I gave my little spiel on Gonzaga earlier, but I don't think this is the right team to do it. I think UCLA is more of the right team to do it. I'm gonna say Gonzaga goes to Sweet 16.
I don't think this is your typical Gonzaga team, though. I think they're just Gonzaga because they have a weak conference and they play nobody all year, and they haven't been as good this year. They've lost the big games. I'm taking TCU in this one. I think Gonzaga goes down early. They don't really have anybody like they normally do. I guess Time is still there, but I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Transferred to Kentucky,
I'm
they said.
I'm going TCU. I think Gonzaga gets an early exit this year.
B, who'd you go with?
I went with the Zags because I don't think TCU's got the heart to take them out this early.
I'm going to throw a note in here and say that this may be the most times me and Kyle DeCoste have ever agreed on anything in our entire lives.
Facts.
But I'm going TCU also.
Wow.
Mark Few does not get it done
Really?
this
The
year.
Horny Frogs.
Oh
What we
my
thinking?
gosh! Well, this is so Berea agrees on TCU and Richmond agrees on Gonzaga.
Richmond
So
Rebels.
We got to call John again. Are you
Let me call somebody else.
okay? We're going.
Just one more other person. I'm just
O'Brien?
gonna call. Yeah, I wanted to call a good bud of mine. His name is John B. Cryin, or
John
John
B. Cryin.
O'Brien, as some of you may know him.
John B.
He's actually
Cryin.
in Illinois. Let's see if we can phone a friend and the friend actually picks up. Let's
John
see.
B.
'Cause this is totally unscripted, so we're just going off the top of the head right now to see. If not, we're gonna have our old reliable pickup. Queued up. All right, bet. So let's do John Bones and see what he thinks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Will he pick up?
I mean, he would pick up, but I don't know if he knows it. He would ask me questions about the teams and stuff. We'd have to get him on the
Hello.
You're getting your money's worth tonight. We got a tie
TCU.
for TCU and Gonzaga.
The Horned Frogs and the Bulldogs.
TCU's one of my favorite teams in this tournament. They made a Sweet 16. No, might have been around to 32.
Speaking facts. This is John
Made the
Wimple, by
round
the
of
way.
32
Fly
last
Eagle
year,
Fly,
took
51.
Arizona to the wire. They haven't really been healthy a good part of the year. I think they can make some noise in this tournament. I wouldn't surprise me if they could get to the Final Four. I'm calling the upset here. I think TCU wins this game.
TCU.
Yeah,
the
let's
Horny
go,
Frogs.
John. Smart
All
man.
right.
Well.
I didn't even say bye. I just hung up that time. My bad. Sorry, John.
That's 6 wells.
Okay. we've
St.
got-
Mary's and UConn. Who you think? 4 and 5 seed.
I like Connecticut in this game
So do I.
over St. Mary's.
So do I. Let's just say it.
I'm going Connecticut also. St. Mary's has that WCC curse.
You know, I have neither of these teams. My matchup is Iona and VCU. So I like UConn. I think if UConn makes it, they'll go on because I'm still thinking Iona gets there. But let's go UConn.
UConn it
Unanimous.
is. So last one in this west side region, Kansas and Arkansas. This should be a fun game as well. I'm going to go. It's been a Kansas world. You know, Kansas City Chiefs. You know, Kansas won the national championship last year in college basketball. It's just been a Kansas world. So Kansas is still rolling.
Musselman all day. Bill Self. He loses this one. I think that they are the first one seed out, other than maybe Purdue. I think Arkansas can make some noise.
John also just informed us that he has to answer by text the rest of the way. So shout out to dad duties. We might have to call Pauly D one time, and I would love that. Yeah, I'll text him to let him know to be on standby.
So
We got to have a Pauly D appearance at least once.
at least once for sure. Arkansas or Kansas? Who you got?
Oh, yeah. This game is very good. I don't know. It's tough. Kansas is good. I'm trying not to pick them to go far, but it's hard not to. I think if they lose, this would be the game because I think both of these teams will shoot a lot. I'm just going to go on record, whoever makes the most three-pointers in this game wins the game. I will go Kansas, but I would not be surprised if Arkansas wins.
Jalen Wilson may be the best player in this tournament.
Yeah, may win National Player of the Year as well. Definitely good.
Don't forget about my boy Grady Dick. He is a great player as well.
Big old
What a
G Dick.
name.
Um,
Like, literally, his name is
what's
Dick.
what's the count, Brenton? You said.
I said Kansas.
Kyle, you said.
I said Arkansas.
Yeah, I think I could see Arkansas winning this game, but I'm gonna go with Kansas. I think they've been one of the best teams all year. Brenton said it's a Kansas world. It is.
Well, it is a Kansas world.
Yeah. Jayhawks going deep.
That's true. We got a special guest here who actually just called back. John B. Cryin. Tell the people what's up.
What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's hood? Are you you in Illinois, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Hey, shouts to you. If we need you to decide, like we have 4 people on the podcast tonight, would you be a tiebreaker for us tonight if we need you?
Yeah.
All right, I'll call you back if we come to that.
All right, just let me know.
All right, bet. All right, that's John O'Brien, folks. Shouts to the one, shouts to the only. So Kansas. All right, so we got Kansas, UConn, TCU, and UCLA coming out of the West Coast. Our Sweet 16 is finally set. It's time to move on. Thank God. It's been taking a while, right?
We don't have a 2 seed or a 1 seed out yet.
So no 1 seeds, no 2 seeds gone, and we're still rolling. So let's keep it going. We're here.
Going back to the top.
Back
the
to
South,
the top. Alabama, Virginia.
Alabama, Virginia. I've got Alabama going.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll
going all
damn
the way.
Tide.
Just for the record, I have none of these teams. This is just a collective bracket, so if I have to play along here, I'll go Alabama.
Brandon Miller may score more points than Virginia's whole team himself.
I got shooters. All right. Alabama moves on. Baylor, Arizona, 2 and 3 matching up. What we thinking? I like Arizona, man. I like Arizona a lot. I do. So I'm gonna go Arizona going to the Elite Eight. What we thinking?
Baylor all day, sick 'em.
I agree. Baylor Bears, baby.
I also would say the Baylor Bears. would be
Baylor
Arizona.
Bears.
The state of
I'll
Texas
be
has arrived.
Daggone. Texas in the house. Okay. So out of the South region, Alabama and Baylor are going to be our representatives. Houston, Indiana. Who we thinking? I'm going to just say Houston, the Cougars.
They have to lose eventually. It's going to be this one, Indiana.
Again, I think this may be the most times me and Kyle have ever agreed on
Wow.
anything. Because I'm with him. I didn't know that Sasser was banged up, so I'm going to say Indiana also.
I'm with Kyle.
Yeah, who's your daddy? Not me. I think Houston wins this game.
Houston.
Oh, we're gonna get John B. Cryin on
So
the phone.
we've
for the
got
tiebreaker.
one. John, guess what? We've got one. So we are in the Sweet 16 right now. Coming out of the Midwest, we have Houston playing Indiana to see who will go to the Elite Eight. If you were playing along, who would you think is going to win that game?
To me personally, if it's going to come down to tight game experience, the type of players that this coach has, I'm going to have to take the Hoosiers and Mike Brown. 'Cause
Wow.
he's experienced in these tough situations. He's been there at the NBA at the top level, the NBA level. Now he's doing it at the college level. Brought Indiana back to what it was when Tom Crean was there back in the day.
How about that? So the Hoosiers move on. First number 1 seed to go down. Thank you so much, John, for making that happen, my brother. I'll call you if we need you again. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely, brother.
All right.
And
So, wow. What
shout out
about
to
that?
John too. He's coaching a college girls team or high school
Yeah,
girls
he's
team
coaching high school girls, the Lady Pretzels.
in Rockford.
Go Pretzels.
The Pretzels.
Yeah.
Man, he's a good coach too.
Go Pretzels for sure.
Shout out
Wow.
Lady Pretzels.
So Indiana is gonna beat Houston, is what we say. I don't know. I mean, Houston's best players out, so I mean that could happen for sure. So okay, Iowa State and Texas. Who we got?
I mean, like I said before, Iowa State being here is laughable. Texas, if this game were to be played, which it won't be, Xavier will be here. Texas will cruise.
Texas. Me too.
Yuck. Tejas.
Tejas.
Free Chris Beard.
Yeah. All right. So our Elite Eight is set. That's our first 4: Baylor, Arizona, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Alabama, Baylor, Indiana, and Texas is going to be our 4. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, folks. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard
It
to
is very
pick.
hard.
Especially when you think these teams are obviously better, and when teams would play out of 10 times, the teams that we're picking would win the more games out of 10 times. All right, Purdue and Duke. Who we think? I'm gonna say the Blue Devils are rolling.
Yeah, I agree. This one's easy. Duke moves on.
I'm going to go throw up, but Duke wins.
Puke.
Dookie.
Wow. So easily we say Zach Edey and Purdue and the Boilermakers get rolled by the Blue Devils. That's a little bit surprising, but all right. All right, boys, let's roll. Kansas State and Marquette.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Kansas State,
2
Marquette.
and 3. I like Kansas State, man.
What
I
is
like
Marquette's
Kansas State.
mascot?
The Golden Eagles.
The Golden Eagles.
I like Kansas State, man. I think they've got a really good team. They've played in a hell of a conference this year, and their conference got 8 teams in. SEC got 8 teams in. I think those are the top 2 conferences. Kansas State, man.
I think this is the only matchup that I have in my bracket, correct, that we've come up with so far, and I have Marquette moving on to play Duke in the next round. Yeah.
Kansas State. I think Kansas State pulls it out.
Kansas State. What we think, Cam? Marquette?
Like I said, this one is tough for me. It's almost a coin flip. I think I got to go with Marquette, though.
Oh, lo, 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 lo. We've got another one. So we are trying to get to the Elite Eight, and we've got Kansas State, who beat Kentucky in the 32, and Marquette, who beat Michigan State. This is out of the East region in the 32, and they're going to play each other to get to the Elite Eight. Who do you think would win that game, Kansas State, Marquette?
You know, there's a lot Kansas State has done this season you can't look past. And I think that I think it's going to be a very, very close game. But again, I'm going to go back to what I said on the last choice. Experience down the stretch in those situations. Most experienced coach. Again, in another situation where you had to rebuild a program, I got to give it a Shaka Smart.
Shaka! Boom,
Boom,
shaka,
shaka.
All right, thank you, John. So
Again, I hope I never have to hear that.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna go on record and say that I'm the first person that came up with that phrase because I have not heard that before, and it may be corny as shit, but boom shaka shaka.
They're going to come out with T-shirts next week.
Wow, boom, shaka, shaka. So Marquette and Duke is going to be out of the East region, the least, the Reese, the sheast, the yeast. Kansas, UConn. I thought you said we. Kansas and UConn, and then TCU, UCLA to round out our Elite Eight. Man, guys, it's been a long time coming. What are we thinking? What are we feeling here?
Yo, going with the upset here. I'm actually going to pick Connecticut to beat Kansas. I really like their game, although, you know, Kansas has been a top-notch team all year. UConn is hot.
I'm going UConn also.
Stop the cap. No, Kansas, they're not going to lose until they meet UCLA in the next round, but they're not going to lose this game.
Wow.
We have another tiebreaker.
So you went UConn. Wes said UConn. Kyle said Kansas. I'm going to say Kansas for sure. We got another one. We got another one. So, again, trying to get to the Elite Eight. We're almost there. Kansas versus UConn. Who would you have in that game? UConn's hot right now.
I think UConn is playing, in my opinion, some of the best. They're playing a top 5 team right now, playing the best basketball in the country. I think UConn takes down Kansas.
Thank you, John.
Wow. With the upset. UConn takes down Kansas. I appreciate it, how you're so quick about it till you get straight to the point. I like that. Okay. So UConn beats Kansas. Phone a friend. Moving on. TCU. UCLA. I don't know how TCU made it to this point. I just want to say the Horned Frogs. That would be wild if they made it to the Sweet 16 with a chance at a berth to the Elite Eight. But I'm definitely going the Bruins here over the Horned Frogs for sure.
Horned Frogs, roll.
I mean, it's not really a hard road because they're like I said, they're playing a Gonzaga team that's not a typical Gonzaga team. So I would not be surprised if TCU makes it this far, but this is where their road ends. UCLA is going to win this game and move on.
I was going to say, for fuck's sake, we got to do another tiebreaker, but I'm UCLA on this one too.
Thank God. I thought we were about to do another tiebreaker. Okay. Our Elite Eight is finally set. Wow. So we've got Alabama, Baylor, Indiana, the Hoosiers, Texas, Duke, Marquette, UConn, and UCLA. So, wow.
I'm just going to say that I like this bracket a lot better than I liked last year's bracket.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's a little more spread out, and I think the higher seeds that we chose to make it this far can absolutely make it this far. So I actually really like this bracket, and I think there's still 2 of my Final Four teams standing. So We'll go with that.
Awesome. So, I mean, we've made it this far. We might as well not stop now. So, who's going to make the Final Four? Who we think? Alabama or Baylor?
So I was just talking about 2 of my 4 Final Four teams, Baylor Bears. See you in the Final Four, baby.
Wow. Baylor Bears dancing.
I think the last of let's see, we lost one Texas team. I think the only Texas team that makes it to the Final Four is actually Texas. I got to pick Bama here. They've been kicking butt all season.
Bama for me, too. 2-1.
Bama could possibly be the most complete team in the tournament.
They might be.
I'm going. Yeah. Wow.
I was wondering if we can make it through the podcast on Alabama without talking about it, but it's really just the elephant in the room. If they didn't have Brandon Miller,
Can we talk about Brandon Miller?
It wouldn't be the same. He made a very, very bad mistake.
That's a bad decision.
Bad decision.
Giving someone a gun and then
He's free. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's playing basketball.
I mean,
And that's what you do when you show up to work. That's what you do.
I don't know
if you're not charged of anything, you're not on trial, you're not in jail, you show up to work, and that's all that kid has done. So I praise him for that.
Yeah, and someone's
Sure.
dead because of him. Okay.
I will say, however, Nate Oates did not handle that the best way possible.
Oh no, he blew it off in the press conference.
But
Brandon Miller handled it 10 out of 10. Nate Oates, 2 out of 10.
I will actually give a 9 out of 10 for that one game intro he walked out
he's done that
where he
all
was
year,
patted
though.
down. That was a little far, but other than that, he's handled it well.
The lights were off. They couldn't really see it.
Yeah, Brandon Miller got real, real lucky.
And
That's
Nate
all I'm
Oates
gonna say.
lost some job
That
prospects
brother
down
got
the road.
lucky.
Hey, shout out to his lawyer though.
Yeah, for real. Whoever his lawyer is,
Have him on his
shout out to his lawyer, bro.
Johnny Cochran.
And we got them picked to go to the Final Four and go dancing after that. That's crazy. So Alabama's our first team in. Who's your first team in? Let us know. Comment below. Shout out to us. Kyle likes Baylor. You know, that'd be a good team too. All right, Indiana, Texas. Who we think? Indiana make it this far. That'd be wild too. Who we think?
Apologies for my tone deaf friends talking about Brandon Miller. Indiana, Texas. Texas is going to win this game. Texas is going to the Final Four.
I'm trying to.
I say Texas. Texas for sure.
I'm going Texas too.
I had neither of these teams making it this far. I had Houston. I think no. I had an Indiana Xavier matchup. I do like Xavier. Let's just go Indiana. Why not? Why not?
Just for the record.
Why not?
Why the hell not?
Move on. But okay, so the majority does win on that one. Texas wins out. So we've got a 1 seed and a 2 seed. Pretty cliche thus far. So UConn and UCLA. Who we thinking is gonna come out of the West there? I mean, we've been just rolling with UConn, haven't we? But I really don't think UConn's gonna go to the Final Four, to be honest. I would say UCLA has a better chance. With that being said, I'm gonna go Bruins here.
I'm staying on the train. UConn all day.
I know UCLA does have an injury. I don't think it's Campbell or Jaquez. I can't.
Clark.
Yeah,
UCLA's
yeah.
defender.
But I mean, they still have Jaquez and Tiger Campbell. They've been there 6 years. They've got plenty of experience. If only they had Juzang, they would run it back. Why not go to the Final Four? But I'm still taking UCLA again. He graduated. Yeah, he's either in the G League or a lower NBA player. But yeah, I've got UCLA in this one.
Oh crap. Yeah, I mean UCLA is definitely a scrappy team, efficient offensively, but I think UConn can pull it out and go to the Final Four.
I'll be dang. So we got another one. You want to call Paul?
Hater, bro.
Okay. Better call Saul. We got another one for Southern. Well, hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, brother. Good. Go Lady Pretzels. That's what we say. That's what we represent on this show. So I've got UConn versus UCLA to get to the Final Four. We had UConn beating Kansas. We had UCLA beating TCU, the Horned Frogs, in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four. If that were the case, who would you say wins that game?
I think the Bruins of UCLA will win that game.
The Bruins are gonna brew some beer.
They're deep. They're very deep. They've been here before. They've been in this situation the last two trips to the NCAA tournament. I think Mick Cronin's going to get his group over the hump this year and get them to where they're supposed to be at.
The Fighting Mick Cronins. Thank you so much. So John O'Brien is our phone a friend holding it down for us in Illinois. So breaks that tie and says UCLA. So we've got Alabama, Texas, UCLA. We're missing one. Duke or Marquette?
Duke.
Blech. Puke.
Dookies.
Dude.
So the Pukies move on, and it is Alabama, Duke, Texas, UCLA, 1 seed, 5 seed, 2 seed, 2 seed.
We gave up on Shaka Smart pretty quick right there. I mean, we
Yeah.
just all unanimous Duke.
Wow.
So we got a 1-5 and then a 2 and a 2.
A 1-5, a 2, and a 2. So I mean, we're here now. We might as well just say what we feel.
And,
I mean, I know what I'm feeling.
I do too.
I know what I'm feeling. So Alabama versus Duke, I say roll tide. I think they're going to do it. I honestly do. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it for y'all now. I think Alabama will do it.
I think
you tell me.
Alabama. Alabama's going to win they're going to beat Duke.
I think I'm the only one that's going to pick Duke. I have them in my title game, so I'm going to ride it out. Duke's going to win this game. Even if Alabama makes it this far, they're still due one cold night. That's the thing about Alabama. One cold shooting night, they get in foul trouble early. They'll get Miller for 2 or 3 fouls in the first half. One of these games, this might be it. Duke rolls.
Roll damn Tide.
Roll damn tide. And honestly, we hardly ever see the number 1 overall seed just get to the national championship, no problem. So it's hard picking them,
But they are possibly the most complete
hard to
team
pick
in the
against
country.
them. Hard to pick against
Good
them.
bench. They have a
That's
good
for sure.
bench.
They sure do. So even with one player gone. So yeah.
Fighting through
Alabama.
controversy.
Wow. Roll damn tide. What a way with a chip on their shoulder, I guess. I don't know how you would put that, but Texas, UCLA. What are we thinking for that one?
So these are the Final Fours in
National
Houston,
championship.
Texas. So this is
It
basically
is
going
in
to be a home
Texas.
game for them on April 1st. April Fools.
Oh wow.
I got to take Texas over UCLA here.
I like Texas too.
That's 3, Texas.
We almost made my title game. I have Duke UCLA, so I mean I lose either way, but we almost made my title game. But I got outvoted on both games. But yeah, I'm picking UCLA.
Wow. So I like that. I like your picks there. So Alabama and Texas for the national championship, and this is what it all comes down to. Drum roll. Who do you think will win? Let us know before we pick. Comment down below. I like
I like comments.
Roll Tide, Roll Pride, Never Hide, obviously.
You got to give a score too.
Alabama is going to roll in this one, and I've kind of been saying it's going to be high-scoring game. Brandon Miller gets like 25. He gets a quarter, and Alabama wins. I'll say 73-67, Alabama in the national championship.
Yeah, I mean if this is the game, I mean Brandon Miller's always got his shot locked and loaded, so he might just go off. I don't know. But you know what I would love to see here. I'm gonna throw in a little caveat. For any of my soccer fans out there, what if we did a 2-game aggregate championship where we play one game at one site and one at the other? So Alabama plays at Texas, they play, then they go back to Alabama and play, and then you combine the total score. Would that not be just the greatest title?
Alabama still wins that.
All right. Well, if this game is played, I'll go Alabama, but I don't think they make it here. But Alabama.
So that's 3 Alabamas. This game is in Houston,
Shout out to
Texas,
Harvey
April
Updike.
3rd. I don't know if you guys see my bracket. I picked Texas to win this game.
Who? Alabama.
Alabama.
So you said Texas?
I said Texas. So but
okay, so
Alabama
it comes
wins
down to
3-1.
Wes Kidwell.
Alabama, the most complete team in the country.
So Alabama 3, and did you all give score updates?
Oh no, I'm gonna say 87-80.
87-80, high scoring. My.
I got Texas 78-70.
78-70, high scoring. My.
First team to 71, Alabama 71, Texas 67.
First team to 71.
I like that. 71-67 is what we're going to go with. Roll Tide, submit pick. And that is our national champion, folks. I know it is easy to say, oh, they just picked the number 1 overall seed. But it's definitely hard to pick against them. They've got one of the best players in the country for sure. Their team is on fire and definitely have a good road. Definitely do. So Alabama Crimson Tide is who we've got winning the 2023 national championship.
Don't forget they have to play Duke to get there. But, yeah, if they do have a pretty easy road, but I'm going to say it right now and don't be surprised. If they have one cold night shooting, they will lose. Round of 32, Sweet 16, I don't care who they play. They shoot too many threes. And if they go, 2-15 from beyond the arc in the first half, they could be down 10, and then they're chasing, and then they're throwing up prayers, and then they'll never get back. So that's my
So you're
take.
saying if Alabama is to make it as far as we're saying they're going to make it, then they have to keep shooting.
I mean, that's just the style of basketball they play. They spread the floor. They got 4 people that can shoot at all times. I mean, they're locked and loaded.
If they score more points than the other team, they will win.
Facts.
True. All right, that's it. Brenton, you want to close us out?
That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging with us. B.Cov, Cam, KD, Wes Kidwell.
Cultural appropriation.